Hey everyone, Richard here, and welcome to the Nerd Life. So, I am in the nerd quarters, and what am I about to do today? I'm about to journey my happy butt into Forgeworld. That's right. I have decided to do a straight up build video, start to finish. So this could be a long one. I don't know if I'm going to break it up. I don't know if I'm going to fast forward it, speed it, do whatever. Some of the process I'm going to do. We'll see, but I definitely want to go through and show it and walk it through at least some parts of it, and then other parts I may speed through. But I'm gonna try to do this. It's gonna be like a test for me. I'm gonna do the whole entire build. Okay, so I'm actually kind of a quick builder, so we'll see. How about we just go table down, and you can see what I'm building. That word did not want to come out of my mouth. Let's do this. Let's go table down, shall we? Come on down. Come on, follow me, table down. Down we go, down here. Down, let's go table down. I feel like Mr. Rogers. Come on, guys. Won't you join me? Won't you join me? You see this face? Don't you want to join me? Let's go table down, guys. Alright, guys. Here we are, table down. Make sure I got room to function over here. So what we're going to build here, we'll proceed over here. We're building a Leviathan. No arms. The customer has the arms. I've got it here because I'm going to be doing the build portion of it and then painting it because I'm doing some freehand work on it. Mainly freehand work like on this area here on both sides. But I just figured someone had asked me a question because they had bought one, didn't have the instructions, they wanted to know how to build it and how I do some stuff. So I figured I would just show a build video right here, right now. I've actually built quite a few of these now. He's tearing up a boot. Dog is eating a boot. I repeat, a boot. All right, so here's the base. This is just typical cork, nothing fancy. The person who gets this is actually going to be for Space Wolves, so there's going to be snow added to this. So I'll may or may not put any grit at all on this. We'll see. But pretty much what I'm going to start out with. Here's the base. I'm going to find the legs. And what I've noticed, a lot of people do the same pose with their Leviathans. It's typically like one leg up, kind of step in there. I'm trying to come up with something different for this one, which I'm probably going to do more of a running pose. Like have him, like he's coming forward, coming at you, bro. So, where's we at? Where's we at? Okay, there. So we got that leg, which is, I believe, that side. I'm totally not even showing you, not even on camera. I'm a dude. There's that piece. So there's his legs. Here are his his thighs. And then the hip part. Now I went ahead and cleaned off all the gates and stuff off all these, so we should be good. Again, I apologize for being slightly off. There we go. There you go. Actually, I don't apologize for being slightly off. I was born this way. I was born slightly off. Leave me alone. Don't make fun of the way I am. So, I think the best bet to start with is you can start with the legs. Cool. I start with major components that really there's not a lot of posing to just to get it done. So, like, say, we're going to start with this piece here. This is the, I always call it the sarcophagus area, because I guess this is where the body of the Marine would be. Will you stop with your... Oh, that's not a box fell on my foot. Hold on, guys. Sorry. There we go. I'm back. Have a freaking cord plugged into my phone to charge it, and it's like 18 miles long, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. Not really 18 miles long. That's an exaggeration. I like to do that a lot. Anyway, so we're going to start by building this. Here's the sarcophagus, or the center body, the main mass. You know, this is the first piece I'm going to start with. Now what I like to do, I've already done it, but I like to score the pieces that are going to touch each other. And then I always dry fit everything. And to be honest, since I've dealt with a lot of recasting things and stuff like that, and I've built a lot of actual Forgeworld and stuff, I'm getting a lot better at understanding how it works and how things go together as well. It's kind of nice because I've gotten shipped things before, no instructions whatsoever. You can't find anything online how to do it, but it's still just, you look at it, it makes sense how it's all going to go together. So what we're going to do first, we're going to put on these two side pieces like so. I've scored every part that's going to touch, just to give it, like I said, that little extra oomph. How many of y'all have super glue bottles that the stupid lids get stuck on sometimes because you just try and keep it clean and it just doesn't last? It never fails. You'll get that one little drop of glue or something somewhere, and it's going to be like, okay, I don't want to work anymore. I'm stuck on you, buddy. So here we go. I'm going to put a little super glue here and here and a little bit right there. A couple spots I didn't actually score, but still. And then I'll go and put that on there. I like to give it a little wiggle while it's on there to kind of smooch it around the best that I can. So I'm going to do that on that side. And then, yes, I'm going to go ahead and set it down. Going to hold it. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side too. All the same spots that I would before, just did a minute ago. Plus, I like to have handy a box right here. I don't have clamps right now, but I got a crap ton of rubber bands. I got some small clamps, but they don't quite stretch or open wide enough sometimes. So I like to use the rubber bands because at least I can kind of reposition them over and over again wherever I need to get them to work. But I'll do something like that for this, especially since I kind of like to, I wouldn't say rush through it, but I kind of like to do as much as I can. So I'll get to the point where I'll want to throw a little rubber band on there as a little clamp, just to kind of hold stuff together like so. Check it, and I'll make sure everything's on there straight, because sometimes you'll get the rubber bands that want to pull in just the wrong spots. So I'll just readjust the rubber band if I feel like it's pulling in an area, like say like this. See the side here? There's a lot of pressure and tension coming up top here, so I want to bring that tension down. So I'll figure out where the best part would be to kind of readjust the tension to have it want to clamp it together more, you know? There we go. Check it and make sure the alignment looks good. It's looking good so far. There. And I'll just let that sit for a second and dry. Now, typically what I do now is I would come over and I'd try to find all the next step pieces, anything that had a gate on there or a mold line that I needed to shave off, I would do that ahead of time. Get it all good to go. Like I said, I've done most of these. I'm just doing a quick check now and see. So the guns, I'm gonna magnetize the undergun, the torso guns, which comes with the flamer or the Volkite blaster things. And that's a real simple, drill it out right there, put a magnet in, drill it out right here, put a magnet in, and you're good to go. And it'll just magnetize right up in there like so. However, oh, that's the wrong side. But yeah, it'll do that. Let me see. Have we cured? Nope, not quite yet. I'll have that problem sometimes with the super glue. Won't fully. I've actually been having that problem a lot lately with super glue. Kind of annoying, to be honest. But I can go ahead and put these other pieces on there right now. Yeah, like this back here. So again, I will score a little bit. I've already like test fitted and dry fitted this thing like mad. And like I said, I was just gonna go ahead and throw it together and build it, but I had somebody who wanted to know how it went together and what all they should do. So I figured I would just do a video of it. Alright. Back here. Put some super glue. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't score these edges. I probably should have, because it's going to be another spot where they touch. What you doing over there, boy? And then these will slide up in the center there. Something is amiss on this side. Like it's not gluing because it's not getting good connection. So sorry about that. Let me go ahead and take this off. This other side over here is fine. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull this to my face. I'm gonna bring this up here so I can get closer look and see what's wrong. Yeah, I'm not getting good contact points. And I don't know why. There's something that is not letting it line up proper. Because if you look in here, here's the things that I come across sometimes with builds. The gappage. You see that little warp, that gap in there? It's not warped. I looked at it, it's pretty straight. But I'm getting connection here, but not here at this big part. And that's another like area where there's a lot of surface to touch, so you want it to have a good connection there. So I need to figure out why I need to shave down to get that to really kind of just come together better. And I'm thinking a little bit up on his front. So I'm going to pause real quick. I'm going to shave some of this down and see what I can do to get that connecting better. Alright guys, I'm back. What I did is sand. I put some more super glue on already. But I sanded down right in this area here. And then back in there. And then kind of these little edges here. I kind of rounded them off a little bit more so they were smoother. And didn't have like a slight lip to them. And I'm getting a little bit better cohesion. So that's going to stick on there. It should be fine now. Gonna let that sit for a second, and then get the next pieces ready, which will be these. And I didn't clean them all the way off, did I? Nope. Okay. So like I said, while I wait for that to dry, I'll go ahead and clean them out. And I recently got a new toy. Not really toy, a tool, and it's something I needed. Oops. And never knew I needed it, but now that I have it, I'm like, this is so neato. I like it a lot. Voila! I got one of the Citadel mold line movers, and I am thoroughly impressed. And works even on resin for getting all those little hard to reach areas out. You don't risk that I'm going to slice up my figure using an X-Acto knife, or slice up my finger using an X-Acto knife. That's my issue. I slice up my finger all the time. Sorry I'm blowing in your ear. You don't like it when I blow in your ear? And what will be really awesome is when I did that, if there was a gust of wind that kind of blew into your ear. It'll be like really creepy. You'll be like, ugh, that was nuts. What just happened to me? Richard blew in my ear. That's just weird. Is it weird that it happened, or is it weird that you liked it? You blowing sweet nothings into your earlobes. It brings tear to your eye buckets. Alright, let's get this cleaned off. On the other side should be dry, cured. Now I can jump on it and start getting it ready to go. Oh, you booger butt. You gotta go outside, don't you? Let me get these glued on first. Alright. Hold on, Kylo. Hold on, Bubba. Kylo. Scoring all the areas that are touching. That should touch. On all these bitsy here. Don't like just go by what I'm doing. Like, oh, he scored this area, and this area. So that's right. A little piece right up in here. Yeah, don't go by what I'm doing. Just make sure you look over it really good and do your own judge of where you think you need to score the pieces together. Always do the test fit first before you add the glue. To make sure, see if there's any other areas you need to shave. So that goes on like that, and then I'm looking around the camera sometimes, so if I get out of focus, I apologize. I see another little piece I missed right there. I'll get that in a second. I think it was good. So I'm going to get these glued on. I'm going to clean up the piece that I missed right there, and let this dog out real quick. So I'll be right back. All right, here we are. I'm back, guys and girls and ladies and people and children and stuff. You get them dogs that are like, I gotta go outside. Let me outside. Please, I want to go outside. And the second you let them out, they're like, let me back in. Let me back in. Let me back in. I'm gonna get back in the house. Why won't you let me back in? Because you've been outside for like 5 seconds. I know you didn't do poo-poo or pee-pee. There was no pee-pee or poo-poo while you were out there. At all. I knows it. I knows it. Shake that camera, shake it now. Shake that camera, I know how. La da 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 da. I shake that camera, wow. Hoo hoo hoo. That was a little Michael Jackson ditty that we never heard before. Michael Jackson. So there you go. Exhaust is on the beastie. Exhaust is on the beastie. Next thing we're going to put in is this thing. Again, dry fit. Make sure it goes in good. I'm going to go ahead and do a little filing on either side of this. So I make sure it goes all the way down that little gap. So we're going to probably shake this camera a little bit more. Shake this camera started right. No, that makes no sense. Worst song ever, Richard. La 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 la. La 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 la. I'll put glue up in here. And then I'm going to hug my camera. So, oh, lovely camera. We love you. And then I'm going to slide the bad boy in. Get in your hole. Get in your hole. Get all the way back in your hole. Without getting glue on my fingers. There we go. It's in the hole. La-dee-da. Got a cat staring at me at the doorway. It's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy how they stare at you from the doorway. Why is this thing being a jerk? I test fitted you and you worked just fine. La da 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 da. Now you're hating on me, aren't you? because I'm on camera. Bad kitten. What? Oh. So, it dares mess with me, then I will trim thee down with great vengeance and fury. There. You want to be a butthole? Huh? You want to be a butthole, Mr. Leviathan? Why are you going to be a butthole today? Because you're on camera while I make you look like a fool? Oh, okay. Well, thank you. That's good to know, you little jerk. There we go. Okay. Boom. It's in. It's all in, and I'm completely off camera the whole time. I made it in. It got in. So, yep. There we go. There's that. The head will still fit in. I'm going to leave the head off for him, though, so he can paint it separately. I don't know how he wants to paint it. But it's easy. I just trim this off a little bit, the little nubby part. Trim that down, and it'll pop right in the little hole. Otherwise, if you're going to do this, if you leave that last piece off that I just put on, you don't have to do the trim that I do. But I'm going to ask him, too, if he wants me to just paint the head for him, since I'm already going to be doing the freehand, and that way I can get this upper body sealed for the most part. Yeah. I think I got to do a little more trimming on that. There we go. So, again, like I said, I trimmed the bottom part off to where it's not that rounded. And then I can pop the head in and out. I don't want to... Hi. Dog's at the window. I don't want to get it in there right now because it is a pain to get out. But that helps me put it in there. Next step for this would be this. But I'm not too concerned with putting this on right now either. This is the missile launcher pod thing, which will go right up in here, just in case. So I'll just kind of show you where it would go if you want to put it on. But I'm not going to put it on just yet. I'll put it on here in a little bit. Oh, no, it doesn't. It goes back here. There's a little grate on the back. Now, I'm assuming this is an optional piece. Like, this is something is an optional piece of war gear that you can take with the guy. That's why it has that detail on the back. Yeah, there we go. So, goes on there like that. Why is... I'm looking at my phone at an angle. So you got that like that. And then the next step will be the arms, you know, or not the arms, these are the shoulders. And what I like doing, like with the arms, because they all use the top part of the arm is all universal. So typically I would glue this in as well, like when I glue the arms on. And that way I'd have a magnet on the bottom of that and on the bottom of the arm, so I can swap out the arms as I want to go. If I could find mine right now, but it's kind of put up and buried away, I'd show you what my Leviathan looks like. It's built, not completely finished painting yet, but for the most part, it's all there. So, this is another step that we would want to do, but I don't do it yet again until I get the legs positioned the way I want them, because this is the torso piece that you're going to get it to rock however you want to rock it and have it pose. You know, if you want him leaning forward like he's lunging, or kind of stepping back like he's raising back to get a good punch in, do that. If you want to shift it on one side, you know, a lot of his weight on his right leg or his left leg, so on and so forth. That's another decision you're going to want to do. So what I'm going to do now is pause the video. I'm going to get set up to do the legs, and then I'm going to walk you through how I build the legs and pose them and stuff like that, the best that I can on this video. So let's get paused real quick. Alright guys, here we are back down. We're working on the legs here. I'm trying to figure out the best pose and what I want to do with them. So I think I got the positioning of the feet ready, how I want to do them. And we're going to go ahead and start it, I guess. Let's just get it rolling. Apologize if the Dremel is too loud. Like I said, I want to get this started. I'm going to start with this leg. This is going to be my main leg I'm working off of. I'm going to come straight down through the ankle bone. Back it off every so often to get some of that extra resin out of there. Now I should have went into the base right there too. Yeah, just a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pin that leg down. And then this next one, I want to do the same thing, but kind of have it like that. So I'm going to have it raised up ever so slightly. Yeah, I think I hit the base with one, but I didn't with the other one, the second one. So I'll adjust those in a minute. Let's go ahead and put this paw out. I scratched myself. Alright, so I think for this first foot here, will this fit in there? Yeah, this is a old broken piece of a it's a broken, whatchamacallit? What you wanna call it? Woohoo. It is a broken drill bit, old drill bit that broke off. I'm gonna use it as like a heavy pin. I still need to drill through there. I'm gonna go ahead and mark the other one too. This one. See if I got a generalized idea where the hole was. Let's say right around in there. I'm gonna have it back a little bit. So this is the fun part. Positioning everything. Make sure you're doing it right. At least right to the way you want to do it, you know. It's your model, remember that. Well, this technically isn't my model, but this is a model somebody has asked me to build, and they trust my judgment and my love of posery. There. So, real quick off camera, I'm going to drill 2 holes down all the way through the bases. I've already actually done that once before, drilled into my finger. It sucks so bad. Especially because I did it like right in there, in the little knuckle crack. And it didn't feel good at all, man. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this pin in the foot, locked in place. It's this one. So, put a little glue in here. Super glue. It's super. So what kind of super glue do y'all guys like using the most? I'm a fan of Zap. The CA glue stuff. It just, I haven't had any problems with it. I've had people tell me that they've had problems where it kind of, over time and after a while, it starts to break down and stuff. And it'll kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Go to crap on them. I have never had any problems with it. Like over the, they say over the years, theirs will sit there and break. All of a sudden, it'll start giving away, becoming brittle, and I'm like, I just haven't had that problem with it. I've used this for years. I've busted out some of my old models that I've done. Oh, you like that arm in the way? And they still put together perfectly fine. All right, so now we're gonna get ready to work on the second leg. Now the second leg is going to be pinned on strictly with paper clips. My wife showed me the glory of Dollar Tree. Probably the only woman I know that can go to Dollar Tree for one or two things, come out spending like $100. But they have so much good.
Everything's $1.
Everything's
That's
$1. Yeah, and there's lots of things, like ridiculous things you didn't know you needed, but you realized you needed after you went there. All right, here we are. I'm sorry about that. My brother called, and for his daily chitty chat. So, what? Oh. So, I think this is the route I was going to go. So, we got this pinned in. It's just pinned. It's not glued yet. So, what I'm going to do with this second leg over here. I think with this one, we'll have it like this. Like it's kind of stepped forward. And this one's going to kind of be more of a lean into it. And have his like kind of cocked off to the side a little bit. Maybe like he's coming over with a power hand about to come down and smack the great smackness on him. So let's go ahead and stick to this 1 foot right here for right now. Let me get it completely done and on, and then we'll go for the rest of the way. So let me show you what I do here. So here's how I want it. So I want this extreme bend, right?
Find new blankets next to my bed.
It's going to be this extreme bend, like this at the knee. But I want to pin that whole thing down from as deep up here in the hip as I can get to the ankle. And I want it to be one piece so it's solid. Now, how you're wondering, like, how would you do that? How would you make that work? Well, being the paper clips, that's what I like about paper clips so much, is I will do this. Let me show you where I will drill at. Oh, just crazy stuff going on over here. There's no good way to do this holding a freaking Dremel. I'll look in there, I find a spot. See that flat spot right there? That piece goes all the way back into the knee. So that's what I'm going to start at. I mean into the hip, not the knee. So I'm going to come on, I'm going to hit that. And then I'm just going to go down straight in. Like I said, I'll go in as far as I can, because the more you got in the leg, the better, you know. So that's as far as I can go. I'm gonna go ahead and drill here too. Now this is gonna be a completely separate piece, and for the hip joints, I tend to use brass over the paper clips, since paper clips do tend to be a little bit. Another thing to watch for is if it'll happen sometimes. Your drill will go all the way through if you're using a Dremel. But it's okay. It's typically just a little piece, like a little putty and stuff won't harm it. You can just put it back together or whatnot. I was about to sneeze there at the same time. All right, so got that. That's coming out, and that's where my paper clip's going to bend down. It'll come in like so and bend down. And we'll see it very good. But then you're going to look at the angles of that and where that paper clip would bend. So if I pull it back a little bit, that's where you see the hole right there. So like I said, it's going to bend down. So I'll kind of groove it just a little bit. The groove is in the knee, baby. So that way I can give it a good bend. I'll make this little channel in here that will meet up with this. And then I will come in here. We'll do one more judge of where the center line would be. And it's going to be as close to this piece right here as possible. So I'm going to follow this all the way down. I don't know if you can't really see in there, but this knee guard here, I'm going to follow it down and be right up against it as much as I can, and I'm going to drill straight down. Okay? Now before I go pin this on there, what I will do next is I'll come over here, put this on the foot at the angle I wanted it at, and then I'll come back and I'll hit that hole again. That's where I get into the foot. So see, it's right here. And boom, there we go. And that's that. That is one leg ready to go. So, take my paper clip, wherever it be. Here it is. Some glue on the end of it, right here. I want to apologize again, guys, if this video has been kind of all over the place and I haven't been really on the screen a lot. I'm still kind of getting used to this again. Doing things on camera has never really been my strong suit, because I don't have a good setup on how I should do it. But we just make do with what we got, right? So I'll put that paper clip in there, put it in there as far as it'll go. It's in, and then I'll bend it down, okay? And now it's gonna be a bit too long for sure, so I'll come back and I'll trim off just some of it. There. So there. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Now, then I'll come back with the knee. This is the right one, right? Okay. And I will put some glue here on the side bits here. I didn't score it. I, jumped ahead of myself there, but oh well. Let's put some glue in some different spots that I think will be contact points, you know. And then I'll come in here, find the hole, and guide that all the way down in there. Boom. Boomer. Done. Shaboing. Now I know this doesn't go all the way through, so now I can kind of see. I'll probably start out here. This might still be too long, but we'll see. Oop. Oh, that works good. That is right down on it where I want it to be. And with it being a paper clip, I can kind of bend it if I need it to go forward a little bit or anything like that. So yeah, so that's how that goes. That leg is good. Let's add some glue to the top of this bad boy. Let's add a little bit of glue up here. And I'll let some glue drip down the paper clip. And then, boop, we have a leg. So let that chill and dry. And then we'll work on the other leg. So the other leg, we'll do something, it'll be similar. Here's this. And then where is this? Here's this. So I'm going to go ahead and put these together, and we're going to figure out what angle this leg is going to need to be at on here. It's going to be like that. But this leg's going to be up just a little bit, so it's going to be a slight bend there. So it's going to be like about like that. So try to just pull this off. Do the same thing here. Now we're gonna drill it pretty much the same way, because again, like I said, I'm gonna show you with it being a paper clip, you can kind of bend it and pose it a little bit. So let's go ahead and get this same spot down in there. Center the best that you can. Because the more centered you are, the more area you got around it, to me it just seems to be more stable and stuff, so you don't gotta worry about too much. And that doesn't put any more that much tension on the other pieces too. Like you say, you get one centered, the other one's not quite centered. Alright, so do the same spot in this one. You're right about here. Go all the way through. Now, I'm not going to worry about this because I've already drilled this one, and I'm going to use the same spot for that. A lot of this is going to be, like I said, that's going to be all done with paper clip on that end too. So, paper clips I get have this on it, this coating. So I'm going to peel this coating off first, as much as you can. Because occasionally you get down to like there's so much on there you can't quite grab it and pull it off. But get as much as I can off. There we go. Alright, now I start with the up here. I'm gonna put a drop in here. And then I'll put some more in here. Now, boom. Trim on the bottom. Just be safe, since I don't quite know how far into the, once it's into the foot, it'll go into the base, you know. Put some more glue on her. We're gonna drop it all over the place. Drop it like it's hot. Drop the Leviathan like it's hot. Well, put it in, and now we got the slight angle I want. Yep. And again, if I wanted to bring it back more because it's paper clip, I can bend it and adjust it. I mean, you only get so much you could do with that, but like let's say I want to come back a little bit more. Boom, I can bring it back a little bit more, but I want it to become a little bit forward, so we don't want to do that. But that's just to show you that you have that ability, that opportunity to do that with this. Alright, I'm going to leave quite a bit of it out on here because with this being the going into the base like I want it, like here, I'm not too worried. Except for when I go to put it on there, I can't get everything completely lined up the way it's supposed to because it's all too long. So go ahead and trim it just a little bit more. There we go. That should be better. Whoa, hey camera. Hey camera, where you going? You're gonna fall on the floor. Boom. And then we have the Leviathan legs. That's how they're gonna go. So, the next step on those will be putting the hip joint on, like this, and figuring out, you know, how I want it, which way I want it leaning, whatever, on that. I'm gonna do all that off camera, kind of get it rolling a little bit more, so we get this section done. But I have the pin here, and I'm gonna do another drill through here, and we're gonna put a paper clip in the middle. I mean, a brass rod through there, so that way it's extra sturdy. And then put the hip on, glue that down, and then come right back. Alright guys, we're back. This is going to be the last little bit. We're going to go ahead and close it out right now. Next part of the build is his knees. So you guys know kneecappy things here. They kind of go on a certain way. Where is it? Alright, oop. So, yeah, like this. So it kind of just goes on there, just kind of filling that little area a little bit. Needs to come down just a bit. So it's kind of in there just like that. I'll be the same way on this side. A lot of your adhesion is going to be down this little hole there. So I put that was a bit much on the super glue end there.
Yeah, that was just
And there you go. Boom. Ta-da. There is both kneecaps of the levee. Drove to the levee, but the levee was dry. Good old boys drinking whiskey and wine, singing this will be the day that I die. Singing this will be the day that I die. Whoa, dog. So I went ahead and put a pin through the center too. Not as long as I would like it to have been, but it's okay. Just enough to kind of fit it up in there. And so that way I can get this kind of pose for the levee. Like that. So that's pretty much how he's going to look. I'm going to get the arms glued on. I'm going to just judge which pose I want them to go in. Probably the pose he's at like this. I have this arm kind of like back like so. Again, like if that would be the, like I say, even a gun arm, like he's kind of got it back. He's about to either shoot up or shoot down. The claw, the little power claw he's got, you know, that'd be kind of good in this arm. Have it all kind of like he's reaching back, like he's ready to crane it forward and smack the crap out of somebody. Same for this one on this side. I'll have it kind of more down and tucked in. It's like he's kind of guarding his abdomen area a little bit. I went ahead and put a pin in this and a little hole. That, you know, it's not going to be super noticeable when you're painting it. And then you just put this in there, because sometimes I hate using little magnets when there's not a good like area, because it'll shift and fall off and pop off easier. When a little pin is just as good, you know, works just all fine and dandy. So that's pretty much it for this. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up, get it put away, and then the next time you see this, I'll do another video for the painting. I'm not gonna do a paint along video because I'm not good at that, but I will do you like a showcase of my part of the painting, and then the rest will be done whenever the person gets it. So anyway, guys, I thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna get off here now and finish putting this together. Until next time, keep rocking that nerd life, my friends. I will see you later.